the iPhone 11. Released in 2019, this phone makes it 6 years old. This is an old-ass phone. We are almost on the iPhone 17. This is the 11. So, we are 6 generations behind. Well, right now we're 5 generations behind. But is it really still usable? Because this thing is still going to be updated for 1 to 2 more years. Now, knowing Apple's updates cycle, it's probably going to be 1 more year. But that's still good. That's crazy good. 6 years or 7 years of updates, that's crazy on a phone that came out this early on. And for a cheap price, not. But it was cheaper than any other iPhone. This one started at, I believe it was $800, but I believe it was a little less. Let's actually go ahead and look this up. Let's see here. What is the MSRP of the iPhone 11 64 gig base model? Wow, $700. That is crazy. So you're gonna pay $700 and get a experience that'll last you forever. Now, right now, I'm running on the iOS 26 beta, and we're gonna kind of go over how it is. I did a poll on YouTube. Grab my phone here. Show you guys. I did a poll on YouTube. Let's go ahead and pull it up here. Basically asking what the next video should be. Let's kind of reload this. Yes. So the iPhone 11 on iOS 26.1. So that's the video I'm making now. And the iPhone SE 3 durability test is tied with Pixel 7a. I'm going to do the durability test anyway because I broke it. This is the one that had tons of issues. If you would have seen my phone collection, I was opening up to seal it. When I make that video, I'll pop in the clip of me breaking it because I was recording. I went, instead of going, under the screen, I went inside the screen and I shattered the LCD. So it no longer turns on. I took the battery out of it. I was going to sell the housing and the battery, but I figure I'm going to keep the battery. That way, my other iPhone SE 3, if it needs a battery, I have one. And also, this housing, I would get like $20 off eBay, and minus eBay fees, I'm going to make like $10. So it's not worth it. So, yeah. Anyways, let's keep going with this. So, as you can see, this is iOS 26. This is the developer beta 6. So, that's even like more janky. But this is one of the best iOS betas. There is 0 issues I've had so far on this. You get the lag spike here and there, but that's just the iPhone 11. It's showing its age, definitely, especially with the design. It's definitely starting to show its age just a little bit, but it's not terrible. Like, the design, this phone's built like a tank. It has a glass back, unfortunately. So that's not built like a tank, but it's super durable glass. The dual camera setup here in that older design looks really nice with the frosted glass up here. Basically no camera bump, and that's something nowadays that is definitely different. You can see if I pop out. I know this is a Pro phone, but look at the difference in camera bump here. It's just crazy. And even something like my, iPhone 13, it has, I think it's a little more of a camera bump, but it's not too much more. Definitely a not bad camera bump. You can see basically no rockage on the table, just a little bit up here. It has these super durable aluminum sides. Like, it's a pretty thick phone, so it's very durable. And of course, your long power button. And nothing. And your ringer switch, we don't see this nowadays. I actually missed this. This is a great feature. Your volume. Down here, we got our mic, 2 pentalobe screws, our lightning port, which, lightning ain't too bad. I know it's not USB-C, but lightning's not terrible. I think it's one of the most durable ports because you're not getting super easy to clean since there's not a little slit in the middle. And definitely, I think, the most secure like the most durable port. And then 1 out of 2 dual speakers. Up front, we have our notch and very thick bezels, but the Face ID actually works really good. This was the first iPhone with that faster Face ID they were claiming, and it works really well. Like, every time, it's going to work, as long as it's not too dark of an environment, you know what I mean? So, faster Face ID is definitely better. Just flies through iOS 26. I mean, again, you get the lag spike here and there, but look at this. I mean, you're not going to get this quality. This is a phone that's 6 years old, and it runs just like a brand new phone that just came off the shelf. Like, what's the difference? It is, blur that, it is super quick. Look, you can see the new animations all working. Like, super quick. Blur that. Super quick. Blur that. But, yeah, it's just, the animations you can see, though, you could definitely see it showing its age. Like, swiping around super quick, the animations are getting slower. They're not the fastest, but there's still no lag. It's just a slower animation. The new dock is nice. I like how it does that with the new beta. But overall, it is getting slower, you can tell, but it's still pretty fast. And it's just overall a good build. It's a good phone. It can play some light games. We're going to get in a little bit of gaming in a minute. I just want to show you this Geekbench score. We're getting 4 gigs of RAM and an Apple A13, blur that, an Apple A13 Bionic Supersonic chip clocked at 2.66 gigahertz. Not the greatest, not the worst. Actually, not too bad. And the score resembles here. Look at this score. That isn't bad. Let me pull up my 13 score, which I don't even remember what it was. It's just a little bit more. It's quite a bit more. And then let me pull up my 15 score, and you can see my 15 score. So it just goes up the line there. But definitely, big jump going from the 11 to the 13, if you were wondering. It's a lot. It's a huge jump. But the 11 is still a great phone. The only thing that I don't like is it has an LCD screen. This screen, it's Retina, but it's not great. Especially when you upgrade to an OLED screen, it's definitely, blur that. It's definitely a lot better. This screen still has good colors, though. It's pretty vibrant. Let's see here. You can actually, still switch to the different icons. Switch is pretty quick. Overall, not the worst screen in the world. Not the best. It's an LCD, so it's basically up to personal preferences. It is better on your eyes and no burn-in, but definitely a worse screen. But the gaming's very, very good. I know this is not an intensive game, and I know I suck at this game, but Geometry Dash Light, it runs. And it runs good. Like, everything on this phone runs fine. This is comparable to, like, a mid-range phone nowadays. And actually, to be completely honest, mid-range phones lag more than this phone. Not Pixels. I'm talking about Samsungs, like the A26, the A36, stuff like that. They lag more than this iPhone 11, I have an A35, I have an A25. That's the last year's mid-range phone. And they lag quite a bit. They're not smooth whatsoever. Now, yes, they are fairly fast, and they have more features than the iPhone 11. But in some cases, the iPhone 11 has more features like wireless charging, faster performance. But, you're sacrificing with the iPhone 11 an older design. In some cases, a worse camera. I mean, we'll go over the camera in a minute, but this camera's amazing. You're sacrificing zoom. That's something you're going to be getting on the mid-range phone that is better. And the screen's going to be a lot better in the RAM and the storage. But overall, man, this is a lot less lag than something you're going to get on a newer mid-range phone. And I didn't even touch on the storage and RAM. 4 gigs of RAM is kind of reasonable because Apple's app management is very good. I had no issues with the RAM on this, to be completely honest, but the storage I did. We're getting 64 gigabytes of storage, which is terrible. I barely got any apps, and we're already more than halfway used. I got zero videos, just like 6 pictures. And That's the thing you're going to be sacrificing with this. There's no SD card support on an iPhone. So, that's the thing. You know, unless you have an iPhone with a better storage amount, this iPhone's just not going to do it for you. The only thing that's pretty reasonable is this camera. This camera's great. We're getting a 12 megapixel and a 12. This is going to be an ultra wide and a wide. And up front, I believe it's an 8. Superb cameras. These cameras are great. You know, you could take a picture. Boom, it comes right up. Zero processing required. And it's just crystal clear. And the ultra wide, same thing. It's not like the new ultra wide. It's not that kind of quality, but it's still a very good ultra. It's better than what you're gonna get on a mid-range phone. I'm telling you that right now. But the zoom's only 5x. Mid-range phones can get up to 10x. Video, great. 4K 30 or 4K 60. You get panorama, portrait modes, time-lapse, and slow-mo. So that's another thing. Not too many features on iPhones. There never has been. There's no cinematic mode or anything. None of the ProRes video or whatever, ProLog or whatever on this guy. Just a simple point-and-shoot camera, but a little extra added touches with that ultra-wide. It's still a great camera. Here's some photo and picture samples. Alright, this is 4K 30 frames per second on the iPhone 11. As you can see, pretty good OIS stabilization. Blur that, but pretty good. Focus is nice. I mean, you might have to zoom in for it to focus, because there's no dedicated macro, but yeah, not the greatest focus length here, but pretty good video. I mean, I could switch ultra wide, very seamless. I'm switching between them right now. Again, it's iPhone, so it's very seamless. This is very good video. If I would have shown you guys this and not telling you what phone this was on, you'd probably think it's a new iPhone 16, because it's basically the same thing. And yeah, as you can see, they're great. So overall, the iPhone 11 in 2025, definitely a good contender. I would consider upgrading to the 13, because the 13 is a big upgrade. You're getting an OLED screen, smaller notch, ceramic shield, better build quality, better camera, basically better in every way. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.